calls not to. Scores of South Africans rushed to the shops yesterday as panic buying intensified, this after payday. We have been called not to stockpile. We have been assured that the supply chain is secure and there will be enough in the shops. But let's discuss this now with Patricia Pillay from the Consumer Goods Council of South Africa. Good morning to you, Patricia. The announcement last night that there will be no alcohol sold at all for the next 21 days. Do you think that's going to spark panic buying of a different sort today?
Yes, we expect so. I think it's just human nature that when they hear that they're not going to be able to get a certain product, that they will go in and try and stock up on their product.
Now, obviously, there are concerns about looting. Could you tell us what the plan is around looting? What are the security detail plans to prevent any looting or to act really quickly if there are any incidents?
So there's unintended consequences of any kind of legislation or regulation. And I think we need to be prepared for that. And in South Africa, I think we need to accept that there will be elements of thuggery that will take place. One of our divisions in the Consumer Goods South Africa is the Crime Risk Initiative. And what's happening at the moment is we're working with the South African police and we are tracking the stores, we're tracking the shopping centres to ensure that we have high alerts, monitoring where the cigarette sales, where the alcohol sales are taking place and ensuring that we have police presence there.
Which are the most vulnerable shops, do you think, in terms of possible looting?
So I think it will be your stores that stock alcohol. I think that we're hoping, though, that sanity will prevail, that people will remain calm, that they will realize that there is sense in obviously locking down non-essential stores, and that we all realize that this is best for the country, that only essential items need to be sold at this time, and that there is actually merit in this, that this is meant to actually now make sure that we do not spread the virus.
Where's a more vulnerable area? Is it the local spaza shop or is it a big retail outlet?
So we're monitoring across the country. I can't give you specifics right now because, the legislation only came into effect yesterday. So what we are doing is we have an online system which scans across the country. So it's live time. So as we see the hotspots emerge, immediately, because we're working with the NatJoc, we're able to then deploy police as it's necessary.
Are you expecting looting today?
Well, we hope not. We actually hope not. I think where we are on high alert is when the stores actually shut down. I think that's more of a concern to us than today. So I think today we are expecting calm. We're encouraging calm today. I think we will be more concerned when the shops are closed. But when that happens, we will have then private security as well on standby to ensure that they are patrolling.
Last night, just moving on to another issue, a number of retail outlets were named and shamed for allegedly pushing their prices up around things like hand sanitizers. Among some specific outlets mentioned were Spars, some Pick n Pays, a Macro, a Checkers in specific areas. What happens next to these specific outlets if they're found guilty of indeed pushing prices up to take advantage of the demand for sanitizers, for example?
So I think, let me just qualify that we need to also be aware that a lot of these stores are franchised out. So a lot of them may be independently owned. So their decisions taken will be their own decisions. So they're privately owned. So it may not be a store head office decision. So it's not necessarily then across the country that this decision has been made. But secondly, we applaud the decision taken by the Competition Commission. We think it is the responsible thing to do. We do not advocate for anyone having price hikes at this moment. And we've been encouraging the public as well to actually report this when it is happening and when they become aware of it. So the fines are, I think, intensive. I think that we would continue to dissuade the actual businesses from doing this and encourage consumers once again from reporting this.
Patricia, is the Consumer Goods Council, and you are in touch with all the major retail outlets, you keep contact with them, are they all locked and loaded and ready to go? Are you assured that our supply chains will be stable during this time?
I think if all the players play their part, so I think I just want to put that on the table. We have been working through the NEDLAC process with Labour, we've been working with government, we've been working with communities. And I think if all the role players play their role, if the staff, in terms of their representation from a union perspective, do, show up to work, if people are able to cooperate, and we as employees and employers cooperate with government, if we all work together, yes, that's the answer. But if we have incidents where unions, hold us to ransom in terms of increasing bonuses and increasing salaries, then we are going to have issues. So we really encourage everyone at this time to ensure that we all work together. Remember, what we're facing at the moment is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not unique to South Africa. It's something that we're all learning from. Government's learning, businesses learning, all of us as South Africans. It's all unknown territory. So can we just work together to ensure that we all get through not only the 21 days, but through the rest of this crisis that we do and recover as a country.
Absolutely, you're so right. We're all in this together. Thank you very much. That's Patricia Pillay of the Consumer Goods Council of South Africa. Still ahead.